So this is what is being said. George Mendes has proposed a loan to United for João Felix, who are the best placed club for that loan, and also Arsenal as well. The proposal is facing resistance as the club is in need of cash to balance their finances. So Manchester United are struggling to bring João Felix to the club because they can't even afford, 15 million in wages and a loan fee. I mean, that is how dry the well is at Manchester United at the moment. And it was funny because I was reading an article, I think it was the Rob Dawson article, who was saying that whilst Erik ten Hag is frustrated at the lack of funds available in January, he does sympathise because of how much was spent in the summer. I wouldn't sympathise. That was just idiotic transfer activity. I would not be sympathetic to not having any money left in January because we overpaid nearly by 50% on a couple of transfers. I will say this, and I will keep saying this. We would be able to buy Gakpo, we would be able to get João Felix if we'd have bought Antony in June instead of waiting till the end of the window and spending £85 million on a player that's worth 55. That deal, and there were others, but that deal has fucked our January transfer window. Pure and simple. It's not Antony's fault, it's the club's fault. They got absolutely rinsed dry by Ajax. A £55 million, an Eredivisie winger, who's just look. Cody Gakpo is an Eredivisie winger, scoring shitloads of goals for PSV, who aren't even as good as Ajax, but he's scoring more goals than Antony was. He's just gone for 37 million, with add-ons taking it to 50. United paid 85 million for a winger from the Eredivisie, with add-ons taking it even higher. That deal has screwed us. So Ten Hag can have sympathy about not having any money left, but we are idiots, absolute idiots, and that is why we missed out on Gakpo, and that is why we are now struggling to put the money together to do a loan deal. It's ridiculous, but I think what George Mendes is doing, and he must be, he must find it really, really funny that Manchester United would love a player like João Felix, who can play as a number 9, he can play as a 10, he can play up the wides. United would love that player. But Johnny, I'm just going to have to just... Johnny says Erik ten Hag pushed for Antony. Mate, thanks for tuning in. I'll give you a quick education in transfers. Erik ten Hag does not negotiate the fee. It's got nothing to do with Erik ten Hag that we spent £85 million. The club did that. It's got nothing to do with him. I wanted Antony. I still do want Antony. We should never have paid 85 million quid though. No, that's where a strong director of football comes in and says, Eric, I'm not buying you him. I'm not going to get you him for 85 million. I'm sorry, I know we've messed up here. But if I was director of football and you were director of football, we'd have got him in June for 55 million. So do not blame Erik ten Hag. Blame the board, blame the director of football for pissing about in Barcelona all summer and Turin and coming home with a bloody passport stamp and then spending the last 2 weeks desperately throwing millions and millions at Antony. That's got nothing to do with Ten Hag. That's just down to the director of football, the CEO, and complete and utter incompetence. We're being offered a very, very good option for the final few months of the season. And João Felix is a very, very good option. And we're being offered him and we can't afford it. And George Mendes at the moment is doing exactly what he did with Ronaldo in the summer, but he'll have a lot more interest because George Mendes is the agent for João Felix, and what he is doing is he is going round European clubs offering João Felix, trying to get him out of Atletico Madrid. The feeling is it will be a Premier League club, but I don't know. I mean, I can talk to you about João Felix. I think he's a fantastic footballer who is a flop at Atletico Madrid. But I think that is an advantage. I think that he, in the Premier League, you put João Felix in a Man City side, I think he'd be a revelation. I think he would suit it perfectly. He's basically spent the last few years playing in a defensive side that likes 40% possession. He just doesn't suit him. He's a possession-based player playing in a part-the-bus team. So he has flopped. It was a bad move for him. But he's younger than Cody Gakpo. He's still in his early 20s. And he's got amazing potential in a team that plays attacking football. So I think he's an absolute diamond in the rough at Atletico Madrid. And he's never going to sort it out at Atletico Madrid under Simeone, so he's got to move. I think for United, this is perfect. You are potentially getting hold of a player that could massively boost our top 4 hopes, who's got a point to prove, who can cover many of the positions we want to cover. It's an absolute open goal again, but we've just missed an open goal. And what happens with a striker that's out of form? They'll miss another one. So I'm not convinced we can get this deal done, but I mean, it's a present. It's an absolute gift. You don't normally get these sort of opportunities in January. We've blown one with Gakpo, and I think we'll blow the one with Joe Felix. Joe Felix again, I just don't think we've got the money. But he's certainly been offered to us, and George Mendes would happily do the deal, but United just don't seem to have the finances to do it. Murteno's new owner's company and will replace him. Why work hard on transfers when you know it doesn't matter either way? It says Kevin Walsh. And how much do you think is available to spend in January? I don't think the loan fee for Felix is the issue. It's the fact that his wages will be the same as the fee. Says Joshua Bowater. Welcome to the members club, R. Pineda. And Mark, if City lose, will you admit Arsenal are favourites to win the league? Says Zane. No. I think that United have, I don't know the exact fee that we've got available in January, but I think we've got enough money to pay an agent 5 million and then pay a striker 200 grand a week. I think that's what we've got. I think that's what we're looking at. I think you'll have to pay the agent and we'll have to pay the player. So I think we've got 200 grand a week that we can spend on somebody and probably 5 or 6 million to spend on the loan deal or the agent. Our transfer business is like Darwin Núñez, says Tumbleweed. And after Ronaldo says all that about our club, who would want to come to a poorly run club, says Unruly. Where do you think João Felix is going to end up? I think he'll end up at a club that's competent. I mean, if I was Chelsea or I was Arsenal, I would do that deal. I think it's an absolutely brilliant deal to do. I really, really do. We've got a David Ornstein tweet. Look, I still hold out hope that the club will give Erik ten Hag what he deserves. He deserves to get a João Felix. I mean, he's shown, what is it? In the last 14 games, we've lost one game. He's got a 70% win rate at the moment. He can't do any more for that club other than show that he's the right man. They should back him. Have you seen what Souness said about Casemiro? It's old, Harry. It's Slow Sports News, that. He said it ages ago. So it's already blown. We ain't getting Felix, says Collins. Well, we'll see what happens with João Felix, but he's definitely been offered to Manchester United, and United are struggling to put the money together to do that deal. I'll say it and I'll keep saying it. If you're struggling to put money together, then you shouldn't run a football club. If money is the reason you don't want to do a deal like that, then you shouldn't be running a football club. And we've said it time and time again about the Glazers. Play Maguire up front. No, I don't think we'll be doing that. So, yes, that is the update with George Mendes. He is pushing a deal to United and Arsenal and many other clubs at the moment. United have certainly been offered him, and it's up to them what they do next. We couldn't afford to bid for Cody Gakpo, but we can. Looks like we can't afford to bid for a João Felix loan as well, but we will see. We'll see. It's not quite.